Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Sri Radha Madhav ki. Hare Krishna. So welcome all for this Sunday Love Feast program. Last week, Madhava Gopinath Prabhu had taken two very important verses, 2.62 and 2.63. I don't know how many of you were there that time. I will continue from there. Okay. So Bhagavad Gita you can start anywhere, there is no problem, but still there is a flow. There is some flow of Vishay, the topics. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So today I will cover 9 verses and complete the second chapter. Okay, we will try to go fast. Yeah, everywhere actually people go for crash courses. So let us do little fast today. So please all of you focus on the topic. So the topic what I gave was mercy of the Supreme. Bhagwan ka kripa. So how we get the mercy? Generally people when they meet some sadhus, please give us some mercy. Please give us some blessings, they ask. But they don't know what are the real blessings. What is real mercy? ज़्यादा जानकारी नहीं होता है कृपा क्या होता है. सो उसके बारे में आज चर्चा करेंगे. रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति प्रसादमधिगच्छति. प्रसाद है 1 बजे. ओके, बट ये प्रसाद है अभी. गच्छति मतलब आ रहा है. इन द ट्रांसलेशन गच्छति मीन्स अटेन्स. सो वी आर दैट प्रसाद वी विल गेट नाउ इमीडिएटली. हाउ मेनी पीपल थॉट व्हेन आई सेड प्रसादम इट क्लिक्ड प्रसादम इन योर माइंड्स? किसी के माइंड में क्लिक हुआ प्रसादम? At least few people are following Sanskrit words. Prasadam means what? Prasadam means prasadam. भगवान को अर्पण किया हुआ और उसके बाद भगवान दिया हुआ. भगवान दिया हुआ जो फूड है उसको प्रसादम नॉर्मली व्यावहारिक रूप से बोलते हैं. And colloquial way we say it's prasadam, but actually prasadam means we will go through this. Again once more, ragadvesha muktaistu. So when we recite this verse, in your mind it should go on like raga dvesha vimukta vimuktais vimukta tu. Okay, like that your mind should work. Vishayanindriyaischcharan. So when I say Vishayanindriyaischcharan, you should think Vishayan Indriya Charan. Okay, Charan means charte hai, the one who moves. Indriya means senses. Indriya means senses. Vishayan means sense objects. Okay. आत्मवश्यैर विधेयात्मा. So atma, here you see आत्मवश्यैर. Okay, वश करना, वश, आत्मा वश, वश्यैर विधेया आत्मा. Okay, आत्मवश्यैर विधेयात्मा. आत्मवश्यैर विधेयात्मा prasadam. You can tell. Prasadam adhigacchati. If you learn to break, when we say, then you will click each word. Actually, most of it is Telugu only. Maybe gacchati, some 2-3, except 2-3 words. Remaining is Telugu or Hindi. All Indian languages we use these words. Then we can easily get connected. That way we should we should practice. Okay? Anybody want to recite? Maybe 2-3 people? Yeah. Ragadvesha vimuktaistu Vishayanindriyaischaran आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति. Anyone? रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति. Anyone else? Okay, Mataji side. रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति. Anyone else? Okay. Raga, attachment. Dvesha and detachment. Vimuktai, by one who has become free from. Two, but Vishayan, sense objects, Indriyaihi, by the senses. Charan, acting upon. Atmavashyai, under the control, under one's control. Vidheya Atma, one who follows. Regulated freedom. Prasadam, the mercy of the Lord. Adhigacchati, attains. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. Earlier I said prasadam means mercy, kripa, okay? Not food. Food is not called prasadam. Food is called food. F-O-O-D. Prasadam is different from food. We should always understand. Okay? When you see prasadam, you should not see it as food, but you should see it as mercy of the Lord. Bhagwan ka kripa हमको मिले हैं. Okay? That way we should take. Purport. It's already explained that one may externally control the senses by some artificial process, but unless the senses are engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord, there is every chance of fall. Although the person in full Krishna consciousness may apparently be on the sensual plane, because of being Krishna conscious, he has no attachment to the sensual activities. The Krishna conscious person is concerned only with the satisfaction of Krishna and nothing else. Therefore, he is transcendental to all attachment and detachment. If Krishna wants, the devotee can do anything which is ordinarily undesirable, and if Krishna does not want, he shall not do that which would have ordinarily done for his own satisfaction. Therefore, to act or not to act is within his control, because he acts only under the direction of Krishna. This consciousness is the causeless mercy of Lord. What is causeless mercy? That particular consciousness. Yeah. This consciousness is causeless mercy of the Lord, which is Hare Krishna. आप लोग बैठना है तो चुपचाप बैठना, नहीं तो बाहर, ठीक है? This consciousness is the causeless mercy of the Lord, which the devotee can achieve in spite of his being attached to the sensual platform. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All of you say loudly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat krupatamaham vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So here Krishna is telling, someone who is attached to the senses, someone who meditates on the senses, okay, sense objects, dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho vijayate. In that verse, it all begins with the meditation on the sense object. Once you think of something, then you will get attached to it. And then that attachment will lead to the anger. When you don't get what you want, then it will lead to anger. And desire. When you are thinking about something, you get attachment. Attachment leads to desire. When desire is not fulfilled, then anger will come. And in the anger, you get completely sammoha. It's delusion. So, then in that your buddhi becomes in a deluded state. Your intelligence will not work. And when the intelligence is not working, then you have a wrong intelligence. Distorted intelligence. Then in that intelligence you will make all wrong decisions and then you will be finished. So that's what the previous two verses Krishna said. So you will fall down into the material pool. So an intelligent person, what he will do? Raga dvesha vimukta istu. Raga will come when you are attached to something. When the attachment will come when you think of something. So you don't even think of the material things. It's very difficult for us. Not thinking of anything that is material. But if we want to receive the prasad, mercy of the Lord, we have to practice that. If we start thinking of material objects, then we will be in the previous two verses, and that will lead to our complete fall down. Then even if someone reminds us, we will be in illusion, complete illusion. And then we are lost. Most of us are lost in this material world. None of us will have any idea, where did I come from, where will I go, why did I come, what is the purpose. We don't think actually, because we are in delusion. But now if we want to come out of that, we should develop no attachment, and at the same time no detachment also. Raga, dvesha, no attachment to anything. I like this, I like this. This changes, and the same thing you do not like after some time. then you will start disliking. Like, in the beginning days of marriage, wife will be very much like, people like their wives. And if at all, not in every case, but in the case, if she is not good after some time, the same wife will become big enemy. So this attachment and detachment will come. Then like people will fight for the divorce. They want to get rid of the wife or get rid of husband, like that. Raga, dvesha. These two things are there in this material world. Vimukta is two, means you're freed from these two things. No attachment, no detachment. Vishayan indriya ischaran. Actually this raga and dvesha comes because when the senses are moving our senses are enjoying with the sense objects. Indriyas are taking the pleasure in the indriyarthas, in the indriya vishayas. Like eyes are engaged in looking at a beautiful form. Then that person is really enjoying. And in the same way, all the senses. So, this person, what he does? Atma vashair vidhe atma. He will completely keep one who follows. Atma vashair vidhe atma. He controls the senses completely. Vash karna matlab, you will apne control. Like, a snake charmer will control the snake. Whatever snake charmer says, snake will do that. Similarly, in the circus, a tiger or a lion is completely under control. Whatever the master says, even elephant, very powerful. Stand on a single leg. An elephant will stand on one leg only. It's very difficult for elephant, but he will train that, and then elephant is ready to hear whatever he says. So, when we practice this, when our indriyas are all under the control, then we will become eligible to receive the prasadam. So that's why how the elephants are trained, how the lions are trained. Can we train the lion? But in the circus they train. Jump from this ring, then elephant will, and then he will jump. So they'll be very alert. These people who make them play, they'll stand with a stick. And these people, animals will know, if I do something here and there, he's going to hit me hard. And then they will make them starve. उनको बहुत दिन तक कुछ खाना नहीं खिलाते हैं. So when they are in hungry, so they will show some food piece. If it is lion, some piece of meat. If it is elephant, maybe some nice banana stem or whatever. So then if I don't do, then this fellow is not going to give me any food. Then that elephant or lion will listen to the trainer, whatever he says. Like that they train. I never saw it personally, but I heard the way animals are trained. So similarly, the senses also should be starved. No food. खाना नहीं खिलाना है. अगर खाना खिलाया, then senses will not listen to us. Tongue should not be given any food. What it should be given? It should be given only prasadam. Then the tongue will come into control. If when you travel, you don't get any food, you don't eat anything, then senses will come under control. You are traveling in a train, chaat masala, pani, puri, and people will, especially in Bengal, every 1 minute one fellow will come with so many varieties, and it will be very cheap also. You may be tempted to eat all those things. Then you will not have any control. You will lose control. You should starve your senses and give whatever only prasad you should give. If prasad is not given, senses are not come under control. So like that, we should train our senses and bring the senses into our control. They are under our control. It is not one day job, but we should practice this way of life. Quite often the modern civilization present that whoever enjoys more, whoever is indulged in the sense enjoyment more, is more superior. The one who is having more money can spend more money, can enjoy more, because he can buy some alcohol, he can buy meat, he can buy a nice hotel, he can go to a unmanned island and enjoy, the sea beaches, and so it is presented it to this topic is presented it to us like that. He will enjoy, but the reality will be different. Recently, one couple has gone to Indonesia or Malaysia somewhere, and then wife and husband were living in a nice, beautiful resort. They went there just after their marriage, and then husband wanted to do, I don't know, it's called some diving. You put all oxygen mask and then you will go undersea, scuba diving or what, I don't know. I'm not familiar with all that. But husband went to do that to have little more pleasure. They have more money, so he can. But we don't know what happened inside the water, but only dead body floated later. And wife went there for enjoyment. But result is what? So, we should never ever have the conception that more money will give us more pleasure. There will be so many factors involved. So, the whole concept of enjoyment we should change, actually. We should redefine that concept. If we want the prasad of the Lord, we should redefine. Enjoyment is not that. Whatever the flickering happiness that comes from senses, we are all craving for it. We don't need to be shy of it. We are in that state of mind, but that is not real. So we must put some endeavor to change that concept within our mind, within our DNA. Then we will look for higher thing. We will look for the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, everybody, Prabhu, thoda मेरे लिए प्रार्थना करिए, प्रभु ब्लेसिंग दे दीजिए. व्हाट फॉर ब्लेसिंग्स? फॉर मोर सेंस एंजॉयमेंट. साधु लोग फ्री में बैठे हैं, वो लोग ब्लेसिंग्स देते रहेंगे, हम लोग जाके एंजॉय करते रहेंगे. दिस इज व्हाट द कंसेप्ट वी ऑल हैव. बट द साधु's blessings actually are different. Sadhu cannot give blessings for our enjoyment. Sadhu's blessings are, his blessings will come. Actually, the real blessings will come when we become free from raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion. Then that is real blessing. That means when we get detached, that means we are receiving prasadam. Until then, we are actually struggling people, like a fish out of water. No matter of what, we cannot become happy in this world. So we'll move on to the next verse. Prabhu, change the shloka. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hyanirasyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhi paryavatishthate. It's working? Okay, I'll read the translation. For one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. Generally, all the difficulties, all the troubles, sarva dukkhanam. Real mercy comes when we are free from all the dukkhas. Can anybody say we are free from all the dukkhas? No, we are not. Some way or other, we will fight among ourselves, or some disease will come, something or other will come, and then we will have some dukkha in our life. Dukkha means misery in our life. Okay? So, but when you attain this causeless mercy, prasade, when you attain this causeless mercy, you will be relieved from all the miseries. Those people who are indulged in sense enjoyment, Have we ever seen anyone who has become free from all the miseries? One example if you give, then we will discard Bhagavad Gita. एक एग्जाम्पल दे सकते हैं कोई जो इंद्रिय सुख में रमित है, वो दुख से दूर है? कोई एग्जाम्पल ऐसे दे सकते हैं? नो, राइट? Not a single example we can provide. If there isn't some example, then we can just, there is no need of Gita, we can follow that person. But unfortunately, not a single example we get in this entire 3 planetary systems. So, upon attaining this mercy of the Lord, he will be free from all the miseries. Hyanirasyopajayate. For one who thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. For him, no miseries. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon re-established. So earlier, completely fallen down, because his buddhi became mohit, his buddhi becomes illusion. Now, to re-establish that buddhi, we should come out of raga, dvesha, control the senses. So when all these things are done, we receive the Supreme Lord's mercy, and with that mercy, all our miseries will completely finished. No more misery, full free. And our intelligence, whatever intelligence, that has become fixed. We regain our intelligence. Then we can make proper decisions, we act properly. What to do, what not to do, why to do. Normally, a materialistic person will always act for his own benefit, for his own pleasure. Own pleasure means that includes me, mine. Okay, me and mine. मेरा प्लेजर, या तो मेरा बच्चों का प्लेजर, या तो मेरा गांव वाले को प्लेजर, या तो मेरा स्टेट का प्लेजर, मेरा कंट्री का प्लेजर, या तो humanity ka pleasure. Okay, let me work for the humanity, like that. But hardly anyone work for Krishna. So spiritualist, the one who has attained the prasada, he will work for Krishna. All his activities are centered around Krishna. It may appear he is on the sensual platform. Okay, no, he is, in spite of being on sensual platform, he will, like, we are all in sensual platform, but whenever it comes to food, we don't eat food, we eat only prasadam. Then you are not on sensual platform, you are on Krishna consciousness. If food is not there, prasadam is not there, then you may starve. It's okay. You may not eat that day. But when Krishna prasadam is there, you will have that, honor that prasadam. So like that, you utilize your senses only in the service of Krishna. This is the fundamental concept of Krishna consciousness. If we understand this and act accordingly, our life will be free from all miseries. Just like a soldier is not penalized for his killings, even though he uses his gun and he indulges in killing so many enemies, but he is not penalized. He will not be penalized with any criminal charges. So similarly, we use our senses, but only in the service of Krishna. So that means his intelligence is proper. Sometimes in army people will be, gun is there, and when they are going on the road, somebody comes and hit their car. They get so angry, and then banduk nikalo, dhap, 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 they kill. Some instances happen like that, out of anger. That means their buddhi is gone. They are not properly situated. They are misusing their gun. They are not supposed. Then what happens immediately? Police will come. Even though he is representing the Indian army, but state police will come. Unko giraftar karenge. He will be put into jail. So similarly, our senses are like our guns, They should be used for the service of Krishna. Then we are not penalized. Or when we use them so nicely, we are rewarded. We are rewarded. Like in the service of Krishna, you can have hundreds of children. In the service of Krishna, you can eat any amount of prasadam, no problem. In the service of Krishna, you can sleep as long as you want. In the service of Krishna, whatever, So this is the whole concept. And those people who are not in this intelligence, take it for granted, they will never be peaceful. If you want to be peaceful in your life, come to this platform. Nasti buddhira yuktasya, nacha yuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavayata shanti rashantasya kutas sukham. उनको शांति नहीं मिलेगा, कभी भी पाप करने वाले को शांति नहीं मिलता है. So we should be so careful that I should not be indulged in any sinful activity. If I do sin, then my mental peace is gone. When mental peace is not there, we will not become happy. When the shanti nahi hai, to sukh kahan se aayega? I read the translation. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor steady mind. Without, there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? Their mind also will be always agitated. So much agitation will be there. They can't sleep properly. Those people who are working on share market, they can't even sleep. When share values boom, when they go down, they cannot sleep. When they go up, still they cannot sleep. Isn't it? Mind is so agitated. The person who is bitten by a woman, for example, is so much hankering for women, he cannot sleep. Not connected with the Supreme. This problem comes with whom? Buddhi became ayukta. Yukta means situated in Krishna consciousness. Ayukta means not situated in Krishna consciousness. Means Buddhi is always thinking of himself, not thinking of Krishna. So most of the people, even whether they are religious or not religious, they do not think of Krishna. They think of themselves. Actually speaking, we should think of ourselves. There is no problem. But what is our real swartha, we should know. Is our swartha no peace and no happiness? We want happiness and peace, right? If at all you want to have happiness and peace, then you become swarthi on that platform. What is to be done to become happy and peaceful? You should do all your activities in Krishna consciousness, centered around, while centering Krishna around. All the services, all the activities should be done for the pleasure of Krishna, not my pleasure. The minute you think of your pleasure, your peace and happiness is taken for a toss. You think of Krishna, do everything for Krishna, your peace and happiness are reinstated. You're happy. When Krishna becomes happy, yasmin tushte jagat tushtam. When Krishna becomes happy, we are all happy. So this concept we should develop in our DNA. Then if everyone works like that, everyone lives their lives like that, the world becomes so nice. It becomes Vaikuntha. In Vaikuntha, everyone works like that only. Everyone is very active there. Their senses, everything is active. But they are all working for Krishna. So, we should bring that culture back. Actually, ISKCON's temples are established to give this culture, Vaikuntha culture, to the people of the Kali Yuga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Now you sing, you dance, you eat, you do whatever. Keep Krishna in the center and do it. Generally, I see, during my MTech, I used to go to Bombay, Chowpatty temple. We were all very young, 22, 23 years, maybe I was 22. So, everyone will be so much craving to see beautiful girls. And if you go to ISKCON temple, so nice, beautiful women used to be there. So nice tilak, so beautiful. But there, you see them as devotees of Krishna, isn't it? And you see them year over year, they were all serving Krishna. You go, 1995, 96, I went for the first time. Even after 10 years, 20 years you go, these Matajis are engaged in Krishna's service so nicely, so dedicatedly. So they are very peaceful. Their faces were so effulgent actually. So effulgent, so peaceful. Everyone was situated in the service of Krishna. So even though initially you may be attracted, but you will be so impressed that these are all servants of Krishna. If you also want to become like that, you become devotee. And then, I started taking little seriously Krishna consciousness. Even without knowing much philosophy, looking at the faces of the devotee, whether Prabhus or Matajis, whoever, were also effulgent because they were all engaged in Krishna's service. They're so happy. In the temple there used to be like 2 hours kirtan sometimes. Everyone used to happily, nicely dance, sing. And prasadam would be sometimes, long queues used to be there. Here we are lucky, we have very little number of people. Every Sunday program, 2,000-3,000 people used to come. And so long queues used to be there. Everyone was peacefully taking prasadam. Because keeping Krishna in the center. Sometimes lecture would extend like 3 hours lecture. Still everyone was engrossed in hearing Krishna. So even though there is some kshudbhada, hunger, but because we are immersed in Krishna's service, these things are ignored and neglected. So this is what we want. Everyone should be engaged in Krishna's service, and then that whole atmosphere becomes like Vaikuntha. Next sloka we will read, 67. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonu vidhiyate tadasya harati pragnam vayurnavamivambhasi. Krishna is giving a warning, the power of the senses. In a ocean, a big wind comes, tufan comes, hurricane comes, huge ship, maybe it is half a kilometer long and maybe 300-400 meters wide. Even such ship also will just be taken away by the wind. Isn't it? You cannot have any control when the hurricane comes on the ship. So similarly, our senses are so powerful. If we give a chance, one sense can take us, bas, वो आदमी वापस नहीं दिखेगा ISKCON temple में. He'll go somewhere. Especially in the West, these things happen. Sometimes they will practice devotional service somehow or other, but their senses become so strong, then next day they may appear in some pub or somewhere, some night club. So this is the power of the senses. When somebody falls off from the devotional service, nothing to surprise. Okay? Tomorrow Radhakant is not sitting here, somewhere else. Don't be surprised. But when Radhakant is sitting here for decades after decades, still he is continuing. Bapre. Like that you should think. Any devotee, I am giving myself as example, but any devotee coming over and over, every Sunday they come, they nicely chant, dance, take pleasure in Krishna consciousness. Very great. It's normal. Senses are so strong. So now we have to fight out against those senses. How I'll give you some examples. All our senses, how they capture us. You take a fish. How a fish is caught? In Telugu we say era. We put some small piece of water snake. Worms, they cut a piece of worm and then put it on the hook, and then they'll put it into the water. And the fish thinks, oh, some nice meat piece has come freely. In the middle of the water, the meat piece is floating. Let me go and grab it. But it grabs. Where will it go? Actually, its tongue is so much wanting to eat. Only tongue wanted, eyes didn't want, ears didn't want, and its skin didn't want, tongue wanted. But result is what? Everything is gone. And the final result is what? Initially the meat piece came into his tongue, but immediately, my God, a metal piece entered into its tongue later. And then the whole body is taken away, and it is taken out of the water, and then it is struggling and struggling. This is how we are also caught. Our tongue should be fully controlled. If it is prasadam, I eat. If it is meat, if it is non-prasadam, even it is vegetarian food, I don't. I don't eat anything which is not prasadam. That way we should make our conviction. So, meat, alcohol and teas and coffees which are completely useless. Have you ever seen in any Vishnu temple offering a cup of coffee to Vishnu? My dear Vishnu, please have a cup of coffee. ऐसा कहीं नहीं होता है ना. These coffees and teas we don't offer to Krishna. It will never become prasadam. Only the things which are offered to Krishna will become prasadam. And Krishna will say, some things you can offer. So our acharyas have given some, rules and regulations. We follow that. So we should give up. Actually, we should make a distinction between normal people in our habits. We should always keep nice tilak. People will recognize us. These people are different. These people are Vishnu Janas. We should be different in our eating. Only Vaishnava culture, whatever allows us to eat, we will eat. Otherwise, we will just very humbly abstain those things. Meat eating is not there, then people may question us initially. That's how we make distinction. That's how our children will make distinction. Children also, when they go to colleges, universities, when they don't drink, when they don't eat meat, they make distinction. When they work in big companies, but they are teetotalers, they are very principled, having no bad habits, they'll make distinction. They'll not become one among the crowd. So we should make distinction in our life. Otherwise we get caught with the hook of Maya. Very dangerous. We get lost. And you see, the moth, moth. Nippu purugu. In Telugu. Minugudu purugu. Moth. It sees the fire and it gets so attracted, my God. It goes around and around and around. It wants to go very close. It is little bit irritated by the heat of the maybe fire, but it tries to go closer and closer so that I can see this fire very closely and I take pleasure in it. Whenever we see something very fiery, we feel happy. That's why people spend lakhs of rupees on firecrackers. When some fire show is there, everybody will be celebrating. We will feel very happy. We feel very happy when we see some beautiful girl. We see very happy some beautiful scenic thing. So these things will attract us and they will take us. Whole eyes will take whole body along with it. But they get like, the moth will enter into the fire and it will kill himself. It doesn't understand. What I like is not actually not good for me. Many people run behind the woman and they get killed because of that one simple thing. They get killed. So many killings happen because of this problem. Right? So, eyes should be properly utilized. Mukunda lingalaya darshanat drushau. We should see our eyes to look at Krishna. All finer things, how Krishna's eyes are, how Krishna's eyebrows are, how Krishna's lips are, how Krishna's forehead is, how Krishna's turban is, how Krishna's turban is decorated, how Krishna's dhoti, how Krishna's padukas and his bangles and ankle bells and everything like that. We should see Krishna and then we should take pleasure in watching Krishna's his murti. So that way we should take pleasure. That is allowed. You can open your eyes, 24 hours you can look at Krishna. But once we start looking at women, then you are finished. We are completely, we will be immediately brought down to, we will all fall down. So that's why women, we should see them as fire. If I enter into the fire, I am finished. I will die. So I should stay far away from them. Like that we should see. And then our ears, you see. Whichever good music is there, let me go there. Nice things, oh, it's very attractive. Like a deer, in the middle of the jungle, it hears nice music. It thinks, wow, something nice music is there, let me go and have, be seated in that concert. It thinks like that and it goes in that direction. What happens? Hunter will catch it and then it will take it away. Generally deers are caught with music. Even, what do you call those, kundelu emantaru? Rabbits. Rabbits also, they play some music and then rabbit will go near to the music. Something is there, let me go and see. And then the hunter will catch and then he will eat it. So we should hear nice kirtans, nice Krishna conscious stories, Mahabharata, Ramayana. So many things are there. Not nonsensical things. We should avoid those things. And these honeybees are very much attracted with the fragrance coming from the flowers. It tries to go and grab that. It goes and sit in the lotus flower and it doesn't want to get away from there. It just sits there only and night falls and then this lotus will close. And inside the lotus, this honeybee practically can make hole into the lotus, even into the wood also, and can come out. In spite of that, that bee, it becomes so much intoxicated, sitting there inside the flower. It doesn't observe that night is falling. Then lotus will close and it is already intoxicated, it will die inside the lotus. So the smell, we should take smell from the lotus flowers of Krishna, not otherwise. Nose should be used in a Krishna service. Somewhere some nice fragrant smell is coming on the side of the road. Maybe some prostitute is standing there and then you may get caught, you may get attracted. So we should not give any chance to such things. That way we must control our senses. And especially most important sense is this ear. And this ear should be filled with so many nice things. In the second canto, 5th chapter, very beautiful verses come. This Pibanti Bhagavata Atmanasatam Kathamrutam Shravana Puteshu Samrutam Punanti Te Vishaya Vidushitashayam Vrajanti Tacharana Saroruhantakam. Those who drink through the oral reception, fully filled with the nectarian message of Lord Krishna, the beloved of the devotees, purify the polluted aim of life known as material enjoyment. So our aim is material enjoyment. That is actually a polluted aim. Our pure aim is enjoyment. Okay? Pure aim is enjoyment. There is no problem in having that aim, enjoyment. But material enjoyment is a polluted aim. Because there is no enjoyment, there is suffering. Just as example I gave, people went for honeymoon, they brought so much of misery in their life. That is what is pollution is there. Some contamination is there in that. But by oral reception of Srimad Bhagavatam, this polluted aim will be purified. Okay? Our aim is purified. So to purify ourselves, we should regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, from the lips of the devotees. and thus go back to Godhead, to the lotus feet of Krishna, personality of Godhead. So we can, that is real mercy. No other things are near real mercy. Yeah. So, Shravana Puteshu Samvritam, our ears, this Shravana Puta. So that should be filled with the nectarian glories of Krishna. Pravishta Karnarandhrena Swanam Bhava Saruruham Dhunoti Shamalam Krishna Salilasya Yatha Sharat. It says, can you open 285? The sound incarnation of Lord Krishna, the super soul, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, enters into the heart of the self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanses the dust of material association, such as lust, anger and hankering. Thus it acts like autumnal rains upon the pools of muddy water. So it purifies us. Very simple. Actually very simple. Prabhupada made it very simple. Just get attached to ISKCON. In one sentence, get attached to ISKCON. Once you are attached to ISKCON, in ISKCON temple we are not selling land, we are not, selling any other thing. We are only giving Krishna consciousness. People, those who come here, they will hear Hare Krishna Mahamantra. There will be so loud kirtan in the temple hall, even if you want to chit chat in the temple hall, you can't even do that. Kirtan is so loud, isn't it? So only we have oral reception of Krishna and his glories. Even if when somebody talks, then they will be warned, don't talk here. If you want to talk, get out. When the class is going on, just hear. So when we hear, we get purified. When we hear this Srimad Bhagavatam, all these things. Parikshit Maharaj specifically, he says, he want to hear all these things so that his mind is absorbed in Krishna consciousness. For that purpose he wants to hear. Yeah. Otherwise our mind is automatically taken here and there. So that's why we should give our life for hearing the Krishna's message. And another last sense is what? The skin. Right? With the pleasure of skin, the elephant is caught. Elephant is very powerful animal. But generally, this elephant catches, what they do, they make a big ditch in the land. Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki jai, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. So they make a big ditch in the land, and then on the other side, when a male elephant is this side, they will keep a female elephant which is already caught. So they will tie that elephant to some tree or something, and then this elephant will shout, okay? And the male elephant says, wow, she is calling me now, she will give me great pleasure, let me go and hug her. So this elephant will think, and then it will practically run towards the female elephant. And it doesn't know that there is a big ditch made and it is only covered with some dry grass. And elephant suddenly fall into the ditch. And now it cannot come out on its own, on his own. And then elephant catcher will make him starve, and then he will pull him out and they will make him slave, and then he'll make him work all the life. It's very, very dangerous. In the beginning itself, that male elephant had restrained his senses. Okay, calling, let me restrain and let me, nice grass is there on this side. Lord has given so nice grass. Let me eat and enjoy my life. Had it thought like that, he wouldn't have got caught. So similarly in this material world, everyone is caught because of the sense pleasure. So we must restrain, we must utilize the senses only in the Krishna consciousness. So like that, and the 68th verse Krishna says, therefore, O mighty armed Arjuna, one whose senses are restrained from their objects is certainly of steady intelligence. Whose senses are restrained, his intelligence is steady, is not flickering. Sometimes this side, sometimes that side. It's very fixed. He is very fixed that I must use my senses in Krishna's service. If Krishna is there, I'll use. If not, I will not. He is very strict about it. So what? Now we should have proper intelligence, like what Krishna wants from us, that we should have proper intelligence. And then according to the will of Krishna, we should learn to live. So typically the materialist people and spiritual people are opposite to each other. For those things which will give so much pleasure to the materialist people, the spiritualists, they will be completely ignorant of. They will not even listen or see or care for them. And those things the spiritualists are very much fond of. They give so much value. Materialist people will not give any value. Both are diagonally opposite to each other. Like coming to temple, meeting with the devotees, eating prasadam is so great activity for the devotees. But for the materialistic people, it is nothing, What is there in the temple here? Why we should go? Why should we go to the temple? Like that they will argue. Nice, tomorrow football matches there, or cricket matches there. How can I go? There is subjects are different. The night of the transcendentalist is day for the spiritualist. The night of the spiritualist is day for the transcendentalist. So that one maybe next week we will try to cover. I thought of completing, but another 4 verses are left. So we'll stop here. Any questions? Anyone has? Yes, Prabhu.
Attachment and detachment is the model. Spiritually, we are connected to the temple, for example, connected to the devotees.
Yeah.
So, how we can understand this? Because sometimes maybe we are not able to mingle with the other group of people or other group of devotees. We only usually wanted to come to the temple and attend that. Is that part of this?
Okay. Prabhuji is asking, once one is attached to ISKCON, so they would like to come to only ISKCON temple. They will not go to relatives' houses. They will not. They may not go to any function or anything. So, is that come under attachment and detachment? Yeah. When actually we are supposed to attach to Krishna, this is very nice. It doesn't mean that we just give up all the relatives and all. We will not be attached to the relatives. Without any attachment, as a matter of duty, you may go and come back. And bigger duty is even to connect those relatives to Krishna. That's even higher duty. All of us are having. So we must preach to those people also. To be able to preach, you must make some friendship with them. So with that mood, if you go, then you are not attached to them, but you want to attach them to Krishna. So with that mood, we can maintain good relation with the materialistic people. Okay, for their benefit. You are benefited with Krishna consciousness, and now you benefit them also. You become an instrument in benefiting them. So with that mood, we will have good relation with everyone, whether they are Muslims, Christians, relatives, whoever it is. But we don't enjoy with them. We will not be. No, we don't share our heart. We don't give our heart to them. We take their hand, pull them this side. If not, just you go and come back. That's it. That way we should maintain. Our purpose should be very clear. I feel like that. Any other questions? Yes, Madhav. Loud. Yes. Please, nobody should speak or talk in the class. Nobody should cause any disturbance. Yeah. Yes. No, here woman is like opposite sex. Like, in legal documents, his is kept, but in the star his, her, or if it is male it is his, it is female it is her. Take it like that. So, on the material platform one should not be attached to women, but at the same time, if someone is married, his wife is there, his children are there, so they should have attachment to them. Okay? But on what platform? Krishna is given them in their protection. Now they are in his care. He must give that care and affection and then uplift them with that mood. Krishna has never barred a grihastha ashram. Okay? But if someone is grossly attached to his own wife, it's very, very dangerous because he will make all wrong decisions. क्या बोलते हैं, some गुलाम बोलते हैं ना, I don't know हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं. He is attached to wife, whatever wife says, yes, yes, yes. He'll become like that. That's not good. One should act with the knowledge of Krishna consciousness. So in that one can run family, one can run country, one can run towns and everything. But as a devotee, like a king will see every subject as he is a representative of Krishna, and every subject is also like Krishna's amsha, and he will ensure that he will attach everyone to Krishna. If a king is a religious king, then he will attach everyone to Krishna. If a father is religious, he is attached to all the family members to Krishna. Like that. If you are very good with all your relatives, you will attach all the relatives to Krishna. But you don't get attached to anyone on the material platform. On the spiritual platform, yes, no problem like that. I hope I have answered. Still you may have some doubt. Hare Krishna. Yes? Yes? No?
Only
Take the...
Hare Krishna. If prasadam is not available and we take veg food, but veg food भगवान को ऑफर करके हम प्रसाद ले सकते हैं क्या? क्या ये इट अपराध है क्या? ये प्रसादम अवेलेबल नहीं है लेकिन वो वेज फूड है, बट हम वेज फूड
अच्छा वेज फूड, ओके,
बट वो वेज फूड लेते समय हम भगवान को प्रार्थना करेंगे कि अभी प्रसाद नहीं है, तो ये अपराध हो सकता है क्या?
Yeah, in a situation when you are traveling, where there is no food, okay, generally food when it is prepared, the first bite will go to Krishna, okay, so you can make some adjustment like that. After cooking, you can take it and offer it to Krishna, okay, or you can buy some bananas, you can buy some bunch of bananas, then you can offer it to Krishna. You can raise your hand like this, Krishna, please accept it. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitacha Jagadidhaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo. You can offer, and then as prasadam you can take, okay. But as prasadam, it's all not matter, physical thing, Please don't take devotional service as a physical thing. It is something connected to our consciousness. In the consciousness, you are taking it as a prasadam. It's mercy of Krishna. Krishna has made these bananas. So to prepare our consciousness, we will make offering. Whether you offer it or not, everything is belong to Krishna only. Isn't it? Is there anything independent of Krishna? Not everything is belong to Krishna. But to prepare our consciousness that it is Krishna's. Otherwise we don't realize. Mera hai, ये मेरा है, मेरा enjoyment के लिए, like that you feel. So to prepare consciousness, you make offering to Krishna. So when you make something to offer to Krishna, that should be pure. कोई खाया झूठा है, खा के छोड़ दिया आधा, बाकी आधा तुम्हारे पास आया है, उसको लेके मैं ऑफरिंग करूँगा कृष्णा. It doesn't prepare our consciousness well. So that's why in the home, we make, in a clean atmosphere you prepare and then you make offering to Krishna, isn't it? So just to prepare our consciousness. Yeah. So in the traveling and all, you may make some adjustment, but still you prepare that consciousness while eating. It's Krishna's prasadam. Yeah. If it is available, you should make offering and eat. Sometimes you travel long distance, you drive. So you may buy some bananas, car mein hi, there may be some Narsinghdev picture, in the car itself. So just you put in front of the picture of Narsinghdev and then you make prayers to Krishna. Narsinghdev, please accept this. And then later you take it and you eat it as prasadam. That's why. Practical it is. Yeah. It is offered like, that is mandatory, offering with tulsi leaves. But when there is no tulsi, you mentally may offer with tulsi. Actually, you can carry always some tulsi. If that is the situation, you can be prepared. You can carry some dry tulsi leaves at least. You are traveling to Europe for a month. Carry some dry tulsi leaves. You can put some tulsi leaf and then offer. If not, then mentally you invoke tulsi and then you offer. See, whatever is possible, best you do it for Krishna. That's all. Okay? Hare Krishna, Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nidai Gaur Premanande. So now we will have some kirtan while Arati is going on, and then we'll break for prasadam. Hare Krishna. यशोमति नंदन ब्रजबरो नागर गोकुल रंजन काना यशोमति नंदन ब्रज करताल